How did I bring my dreams alive? Why, with a Anchor podcast, of course. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor does the hard work and distributes your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can even make money with your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to Anchor FM to get started. Oh man, I was playing music, jamming in here, and then I turned on my recording and my music went off. That sucks. Anyhow, it's Say It Loud. This is like my Karen comfy couch. So I'm in my car and I just started thinking about y'all and a conversation that I had recently where this woman that I was talking to was like, my husband doesn't make me feel sexy. And I was like, wow. I don't know how to respond to this. Like, there's so many things going on in my head. And the first thing that came to my mind was that although we love our man and we love when he makes us feel sexy and beautiful and all those things, that the women that are most sexy, it has nothing to do with anything outside. It has everything to do with everything inside, And so a sexy woman is a confident woman, no matter what shape or size she is. She's sexy, and men are attracted to that. They are attracted to confidence. That's what makes you sexy, and so in having this conversation, she was like, well, my man doesn't make me feel sexy. And I wanted to say to her, like, yo, sis, should I grab you and shake you? Now, yes, your man can help you feel sexier. He can help you feel sexy. But you can't make that whole word or that whole embodiment come from somebody outside of you, because when that person is not there anymore, there go your sexy. It is not, like I said, there's women that I know that they walk into a room and just their demeanor and their stance, and they could be fully dressed. This is not about being naked or not naked. This is about their stance and the way they carry themselves and the respect they demand, and their walk is sexy, and their talk is sexy, and their hair swing is sexy. And I have friends that are women, and I'm like, yo, she's a bad bitch. Like, she just is. And I have friends that don't even know I think this about them. They're just beautiful women. And it's not just that they're beautiful, but that the way they carry themselves and they move and they walk and they talk. And I don't think they do it intentionally, because I can tell you about my friends, they like that all the time. That's just who they are. They embody that. And so when I see another woman and she goes, well, I'm not sexy, that has nothing to do with anybody outside, right? Can your man help? Yes. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But in the interim, you have to feel sexy about yourself. You have to feel like, oh, every time I wear this dress or this bra and panties underneath, my swag is up on 100. Or every time I get my hair done or my nails done, I'm on 100. Or every time, what makes you feel good about yourself? What makes you feel sexy? And we're in a society where it could be 1 to 100. Some women want to feel sexy and they want to feel pretty and they want to feel wanted. And then we have another side of women who are like, I don't want to be seen that way. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to look that way because I don't want the attention. And at the end of the day, you got to really decide who you are and how you feel about yourself, because 90% of what you're thinking or what you think other people think, they don't care, right? And if they do care, they don't matter. It matters what you think about yourself. Now, as far as your man making you feel like that, yes, I do think that men should buy their women lingerie. I do think you should tell her she looked good. I do think that you should make her feel beautiful, and vice versa. Women, you need to tell your man, like, yo, you look mad sexy. You just got a haircut. You need to tell him, like, yo, that outfit looks good. You need to be like, yo, babe, I bought this for you. I thought it would look good on you. Damn, that's my baby. Like, you need to do that, because their ego is just as fragile, if not more, than yours. Like, people need to pour into each other. But, at the end of the day, if that person is not there, you can't say, okay, now this person's not there, I'm not beautiful anymore, or I'm not sexy anymore, or I don't exhibit this is the only person that can make me feel this way. Because if that's the case, then you fucked. You fucked, because you're putting what you believe about yourself and what you believe about your relationship in the hands of somebody else. And that could change at any given day, at any given moment. Yes, I want someone that makes me feel good about myself, but I want to feel good about myself by myself, right? And so I think it's really important that women kind of embody sexy on their own first. And that could be, and also that's another thing. Like, a lot of people think, like, if I'm sexy that I have to be half naked. No, you don't. You don't. There's a lot of women that have a full outfit on. The ladies got the hijab on. Beautiful women, still sexy. Confident, walk, talk, all that. There's women that are going to be like, well, I can't be sexy because of my weight. Listen, sis, there's a man for everybody. That's not true. Because I've been out with women that big, small, whatever. You'd be surprised. They pulling dudes A and B here everywhere you go. So it's not about that. It's about being confident in who you are. It's about being beautiful in who you are and letting that radiate, right? And then the people that will come to your radiation, to your sun, to your solar, to your spirit, to whatever it is, will come, and they'll be a part of that, and they'll be pleased by it, right? But you got to embody that for yourself first, and you got to feel that about yourself. You got to be confident. I see a lot of women out here now that I know and I talk to, like, oh, I can't wear this kind of bathing suit, and I can't wear that kind of bathing suit. I don't look good in this, or I got cellulite hair. Let me tell you something, ladies. Number one, first of all, I don't know who you're trying to look perfect for, because nobody's perfect. That's number one. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been to a nude beach, and I've been butt-ass naked on a nude beach. Everybody needs to go do that one time in their life. Because if you ever, and I know this is fucked up to say, but if you ever felt bad about yourself, if you ever felt bad about your body, and I had 3 kids, right? Shit don't hang the same no more. If you go to a nude beach, go and do it. Do what I did. First I went to the beach, then I went to the part. You know, they got beaches in certain islands where you can go then to the part where you were topless, and I took my top off, and then I went to the part where it was completely nude. Let me tell you, it's a very empowering experience, believe it or not. It's crazy, and it's very ballsy, and I understand that, and you have to be in the right company to be able to do that, right? We're not going to do that with our girlfriends. But you need to do that. And the reason I feel like every woman needs to do that is because you get to that beach, and this is fucked up to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's me and I'm with the fuckery. You get to that beach, you get to that new beach, and you look around there, and you're like, oh shit, here I am feeling bad about my 5 pounds, feeling bad about my tummy tuck scar or my C-section scar. Here I am feeling bad about the cellulite on my ass or something like that. And you're on this beach with people who are older than you, a lot older, who are bigger than you, a lot bigger, who are sagging because of their age, and they are fine. They're quite comfortable reading books and laying out chilling. And they're comfortable in who they are. And it sounds fucked up to say, like, you should do it, but you have to stand there and realize, like, first of all, A, you're not that fucking important. And B, none of us out here are flawless. Right? There's men out there with their, heart attack scars showing, and their knee surgery scars showing, and women, with their C-section scars showing, or whatever, the cellulite or whatever, like, none of us are perfect. And so we have to keep that in mind. Like, I don't think my body's perfect. I don't think that it's ever going to be. I'm never going to be one of them chicks with a big ass unless somebody buy me one. I don't know where I'm going to get it. It's just don't run in my family. It's just not in my nature. I'm a small-bodied woman, and that's it, But, and that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. You're going to get whatever the fuck is under here, and that's that, But we need to embody that. Like, we're so brainwashed into what society has for, like, perfect, that we really think that that's what we're supposed to be. And if we're not that, we need to cover up this and we need to cover up that. I mean, if you want to, you can. I'm not knocking anybody that wants to, but I'm also saying that the expectation of what you think people think of you is not that. That's one. That's for women reflecting on themselves. Number 2, sometimes we be trying to look really good for dudes, and like the dudes need this, and the dudes need, and men are attracted to this, and men are attracted to. Let me tell you, men are very simple creatures. And yes, a woman with a big booty and big boobs and big, of course, everybody's gonna look at her. Shit, I'm gonna look at her too, because I'm gonna be like, why my titties don't look like that? But you have to understand that their requirements are not or their standards or their requirements are not as bad as you think they are, right? They don't care about the little bit of cellulite. They don't care. They don't care about your C-section scar, because when you turn off the lights, you can't see that shit anyway, right? They don't really care that much about that stuff. They know that we're human too. And if any man is with you and he cares so much about that stuff that he makes you uncomfortable, then A, that's not the man for you. And B, he probably need to look at himself, because he not perfect either, right? If be dudes out here talking about, I want a chick that look like this. Bro, you might got some titties. You can't be talking about other people. You might got some belly. You can't be talking about other people. You can't put that pressure on women to be like, they need to look like this. They need to have a baby and snap back. And then you over here looking like you ate 5 cheeseburgers and drank 2 40s. You can't do that. You can't have that expectation. You're not allowed to do that. I'm sorry, gentlemen. You're not allowed to do that. If you can't ask somebody to have a perfect body or to get into the gym or do whatever because I used to be attracted to her, but I'm not attracted. Niggas, so what? So what? She used to be attracted to you. Look at you now too. Right? There's not a double standard for men. And the reality is that women, we feel that way, guys. We be feeling that way. Like, I remember when I was married and my husband gained some weight, and I was like, I don't know. But that's how I was feeling. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it happens, and it happens in relationships where people change, and I get it. I've had children. I know that you're not the same after you have a baby and give birth, and my self-esteem was not that good at that time because you just had a baby, your titties are milking, your stomach is flabby, I get it. But I don't think no man need to hold no woman to no standard like that unless your body just went through some shit like that. You can't do that. You could be supportive. You could say, babe, let's go work out together. You could say, babe, let me drop you off and pick you up. Let me cook something that's healthy for us. You could do that. But you can't hold somebody to the standard that you're not meeting yourself. We don't do that. We don't do that around here. Anyhow, so back to the whole sexy talk. I definitely think that women need to empower themselves to be sexy, however that is, whatever that means. If that's your nail polish, if that's your underwear, if that's your pocketbook, if that's your clothing, if it's how you take care of yourself. And then I think women also need to reflect on where the images of perfection come from, as well as what you were taught as a child, right? Because that has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself and what you think the expectations should be in who you are, and what your sexy should be. Okay, and I think every woman at some point in her life should feel sexy. And I think that every woman should feel that way. And my hope would be that they feel that way without someone else having to tell them that. They just feel it for themselves. Because that's to me, that's the most important thing, right? We don't want to be able to have someone take that power away from us or define us. We have to define ourselves, right? If you don't define yourself, somebody's going to tell you who you are. I'll say it again. If you don't define yourself of who you are, if you don't chisel out that definition of who you are yourself, somebody will tell you who you are. And now they're not your ideas. They're somebody else's ideas of who you are. And so I think every woman need to feel sexy for herself. And then you meet a partner who shares in that with you. And that's cool. But you have to, as a woman, realize what are the things that do that for you, where that confidence come from, or where it didn't come from. And kind of reflect on that so that you can say, okay, this is where this came from, and this is why I was taught this, or I was taught that. Like, you have to also understand, men that are listening to this podcast, like, women are taught a whole bunch of different shit. Like, it's confusing. It's confusing because the media is like, the plastic ladies with the big titties and they get the men, and they're famous, and they're making money, and and us regular women, I say us because I'm regular, schmegular, us regular women are here trying to hold it down and do the right thing. And then you got also, the old school where my parents came from. It's like women are supposed to, like cover up. Like my mom, I bought a dress the other day, and it's, it's pretty low cut. The boys is out, and my mom was like, you gonna wear a bra with that? And I was like, no. And she's like, why not? And I'm like, because you're not supposed to wear a bra with this, Mom. Like, if you wore a bra with it, you would see it. You're not supposed to see it. Like, you're supposed to wear it like this. And she was like, oh. Like, back in her, she asked me the other day, she was like, you're not gonna wear a slip under your skirt? I'm like, Mom, I don't even own a slip. Who owns a fucking slip? I don't even know where to buy a slip. But that's the mentality of our mothers, some of us, and where they come from, depending on their age group and their background. So you have these people that are like, you know, you need to cover up. You need to put a sweater on. You need to cover your breast. You need to cover your neck. You need to cover your knee. You need to, you know what I mean? And you need to, like, this is what married women do. This is what women do, because this is how, you know, respectable women are supposed to carry themselves. A respectable woman and a sexy woman need not necessarily be the same thing or different things. Right? Because I think I'm a sexy woman, but I also think I'm a respectable woman, right? But we have this mentality as women and in the media and by men and other people that in order to be respectable, you can't be sexy. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you could put on a whole turtleneck dress and still be a sexy woman. You know? You could wear your granny panties and still walk and talk and be a sexy woman. It is not defined by respectable. Respectable is the acts that you're doing or not doing. But me carrying myself in a way that makes me feel beautiful or makes me feel good about myself, or, you know, why does that make me any less respectable? That's not how that works. They're not the same thing. They don't necessarily go hand in hand. Or I don't know whose idea that was. But, you know, that's just like saying every blonde is dumb. That's not necessarily true. It's funny. But it's not necessarily true. They don't necessarily go hand in hand. Although, you know, it depends who you ask. But me personally, that you know, we put these things together in our mind and we think that that's how it has to be. And so there's a lot of beautiful women walking around here scared to embody their sexy because they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to be talked down on, or they want to be disrespectful. Like, but it's not. It's not. Me being a beautiful woman is not disrespectful to nobody. It's not. Me embodying who I am and embracing who I am and being confident about who I am is not me being disrespectful to anybody. If anything, the only person it probably will be disrespectful to is maybe my husband, depending on what my behaviors are. Not how I look, my behaviors are. And I think that that's something that we need to think about as women. You know, just because you marry someone doesn't now mean that I can't be sexy anymore. You're still a beautiful woman. It's just your behavior that you need to watch. Not being a beautiful, sexy woman, or not feeling good about yourself, or being confident about yourself, or being able to put on a dress and rock that shit. Right? None of that changes. And so, it was very hard, back to the sexy part. It was very hard for me to respond to that in the conversation, because there was multiple things that I was thinking in my mind. Also, in that we tend to put the men at the forefront of sexy, and that you were looking for someone to give you that instead of you giving that to yourself, and also putting this expectation on someone else who may or may not know how to respond to that. Right? And so that's another thing to think about. Like, you're expecting your man to make you feel sexy, but does he know that you expect that? Is the communication open to say that? Have you been vulnerable enough to say that to him? Do you trust him enough to be vulnerable enough to say that to him? And then, does he know what that responsibility looks like? Because that's a lot of weight to put on somebody and they don't know what the expectation is. Right? You're like, you don't make me feel this way. Well, maybe he doesn't know that you need that, A. And maybe he doesn't know how to make you feel that way. And that's another thing that we need to be able to articulate and discuss with our partner. Because if you're asking someone, and I get it, like some women need that. They need, I don't need that. Me personally, I don't need that. I don't need nobody else to make me feel sexy. But I have met people who have made me feel sexier, who have made me feel, wanted, who have made me feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? The vibes was there and the energy was there. But day to day, I'm not somebody that necessarily needs that, just because I'm cocky as fuck, and I've embodied everything I'm saying. I've embraced it and I've done it. That's why I can say it. But we need to be able to talk to our partners and let them know what the expectation is, and let them know what they need from us, and let them know how to communicate that and how to express that. Because one woman needing sexy might be, lingerie. Another woman needing sexy might be like, yo, fix the bedroom and do the laundry. Another woman needing sexy might mean I need you to kiss my stretch marks. Another woman might need you to just make eye contact, and like that might look different for different people, because we don't all need the same things, right? Everybody got their own love language. And so you're putting this responsibility on someone, and you're saying, they don't make me feel this way, I need them to make me feel this way. But you can't just ask someone to make you feel this way. You have to have a discussion, and they have to learn how to do that, because they don't automatically know either. I think sometimes, like, women expect men to just know, like, he don't do this or he don't do that. Maybe he don't know how. And that's not a discredit to you men. It's just that some things we've never been in our lives. We haven't been faced with. We haven't learned it because we haven't been faced with, right? We don't know the inner workings of our parents' relationships. We don't know how that happened. We don't know. I'm a firm believer that every love is a different love, and different relationship in your life at different times, at different points, at different ages is different. And so, let's just say you're dating a guy and he had a girlfriend for 5 years when they was in high school to college, and he's kind of not been in a serious relationship. He ain't gonna know how to do this with a 40-year-old woman versus a 19-year-old woman. It's not the same thing. A 19-year-old woman sexy is not the same thing as a 40-year-old woman. So we just have different needs. We have different needs, and we have to articulate that. Right? When I wanted at 19 years old, and how I felt about myself at 19 years old is not the same way I feel about myself now at 20 and 40 and whatever else. That changes. I'm at an age now where I'm at Dave Chappelle levels and not giving a fuck. Like, you gonna get what you get. Like, I work out because I want to work out. I take care of my body because I want to take care of my body. I got my nails done every 2 weeks because I want to get my nails. This is not about being sexy for nobody else. This is about me, how I want to feel when I look in the mirror, how I want to look. And so I take pride in that for me first. Now, if somebody walks by and happens to like it, that's on them. But I don't do it for nobody else. I'm not in the gym for nobody else. I do that shit strictly for me. And I'll tell you why. A couple years ago, somebody saw a picture of me online and hit me up and was like, yo, Kay, you look really good for someone that has 3 kids. And I know that was a compliment. I'm well aware of the fact that was a compliment. However, I was offended. Because you know how I think. I just be thinking outside the box. I don't think. Normal person would have been like, oh, thank you. I was thinking, what the fuck that's supposed to mean? That's honestly what I was thinking. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, I look good for somebody for having 3 kids. So, like, I'm supposed to be fucked up? So you thought I was going to be fucked up. That's what you're telling me. You thought that because I had 3 kids, I was going to look like a train wreck or some shit like that. That's what I'm hearing. That's the way I took it. And I know they didn't mean it that way. They meant it like, damn, you don't look like a mom of 3. Not only do I not look like a mom of 3, I'm a whole grandma. And my kids is grown. But so that's the way I took it. And that always stuck with me. And so I take care of myself for that particular, not for multiple reasons, because I'm asthmatic and it helps me when I work out. And, I like to challenge myself, and I could do all these fucking crazy diets, and we'll talk about it in another episode. But that was one of the reasons I started like, yo, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to eat healthy, because I don't want people saying shit like that to me. I didn't like it. I don't like, because I don't like the impression that for someone that has kids, I'm supposed to look fucked up. No, I'm not supposed to look fucked up just because I have kids. It happens to women. I'm well aware of the fact that it happens to women, but I just felt like I don't think I'm above any other woman. I just was like, I don't know. I've been blessed with good genes, I guess. And, I can do better. So I've done better. That's it. But a lot of that too has also helped me drive, and my age too has helped me drive myself to feel like, okay, like I'm sexy and I'm beautiful the way I am, and I've embodied who I am. And no, it's not perfect, and I would love a nip and a tuck here, but at the end of the day, this is my skin and I get comfortable with it. But you don't feel that at 19 and 20. You don't feel that after giving birth to a baby. I'm well aware of that. And so it takes some time. And so you do need outside forces, your partners, your friends, your family, to help you feel better and comforted while you get used to your new body or whatever changes in your body. And I understand that, because that is a very critical time in your life, not just physically and what your body just went through, but mentally and emotionally. Like I don't think we talk about that enough. And maybe I'll do another show on like pregnancy and postpartum depression and things like that, because I do feel like we don't talk about that enough. But outside of that, you know, I really do think that women need to embody who they are. And I think it's okay to put on a sexy dress and be beautiful and be sexy for yourself. I mean, I got to work today. I threw my hair in a little, you know, a little cuter than I usually did. I put on my makeup, you know what I mean? I put some lipstick on. Good thing I did, because we had a guest at the building today. And, you know, I sometimes you gotta do it for yourself. I be in the house and, you know, I throw on some little cute shit, like who the fuck coming over type shit. Ain't nobody coming. But and we need to do that. We need to make ourselves feel beautiful, and we need to teach our daughters to feel beautiful too, and not, because that's a whole nother thing, right? So now you're a leader and you're a mom. I guess I'm talking to moms, and you don't want your daughter's beauty defined by media or the markets or the masses or men. You want your daughter's beauty to be something that she finds on her own, and her sexy to be something that she finds on her own. So that, because the crazy thing is, when you figure that out, like, can't nobody manipulate you with it, can't nobody talk shit with you about it, can't nobody blow up your head up, because you so confident in who you are, right? And we want our daughters to be like that. We want our daughters to not have to go looking for someone to make them feel good or tell them who they are, but they know who they are and they feel good about who they are on their own. You know, because there's so many forces right now outside pulling them in different directions, especially now, like with social media and phones, and you being in these little cyber worlds and things like that, and then high school and school and college and finding a niche and where do I belong. Like, it is very influential. It is very influential, you know, so it's really important that, you know, those foundations and mommies, I'm gonna tell y'all kids are watching. They're watching. They're watching how you move. They're watching the things you say. They're watching what you say about yourself. You know, they're watching the way you treat yourself and how you take care of yourself. They're watching. And because those are the habits that they're going to learn as they get older. You know, I remember the first time my daughter shaved her underarms. I was in the bathroom. She was in the shower. I was in the bathroom with her. And she behind the curtain. And I'm telling her what to do. Because I was like, yo, my mom didn't do this with me. I had to learn this from my sister. I had to learn this just fucking figuring out and chopping up my underarms. You know, my daughters, I was there like, yo, I'm going to go buy you some razors. I'm going to go, you know what I mean? If this is what you want to do, this is your choice. Mom, I don't want the hair under my arms. It don't look good. Okay, if you want to take it off, you can take it off. And sitting there. And having those conversations. You know, because how I take care of myself is the way my daughter's gonna learn to take care of herself, right? And it's easy to be like, okay, well, I took a shower, I took a bath, but not letting them into that personal space where they might need to learn those things. And a lot of times we don't do that, but that does affect them later on. That affects them later on. So, and really kind of embodying their beauty and their feminism from that point. There's nothing wrong with being a woman. There's nothing wrong with being a beautiful woman. And every woman, as far as I'm concerned, is beautiful. Beautiful is not it's not a posterior thing. It's not outside. It's inside. And how you carry yourself and how you feel inside reflects what's going on the outside, right? Whatever's going on the inside going to reflect on the outside. You're an ugly person on the inside, you're going to be an ugly person on the outside. That's the way I see it, right? But we have to remember that, you know, especially when we're looking for other people to fill our buckets for us. And again, we're looking for a man to, in this particular case, back to the conversation I was having, in this particular case, you're looking for a man to tell you or make you feel that way. He might not have grown up in a home with a mom who he saw look beautiful or make herself look beautiful or make herself look sexy or take care of herself in any way. He might not have saw that. You have to think about those things too, because a lot of the times, the way a man treats a woman, his first few relationships is what he has learned. This is what he has learned. And if he grew up in a household where there wasn't a dad there complimenting a mom, there wasn't a relationship there where they saw parents kissing, there wasn't a relationship there where I saw people holding hands and healthy relationships, and him complimenting her and her complimenting him and her fixing his plate and him eating, you know what I mean? Or her smiling and him smiling with her, then how am I supposed to give that to somebody else? From a male perspective, how is he supposed to give that to somebody else if he never saw it? If he never saw it, if he never lived it, he don't know. And it's easy to say, well, he should know. He should. But the same way he should know is the same way you should know that he might not know. Right? We got to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And you got to think about those things. And that's why communication is important. That's why breaking generational curses is important. That's why reflecting on ourselves and our relationships are important, and where we learn to have relationships from. And in this particular case, talking about being sexy, the relationship that you have with yourself and how you feel about yourself. What are you telling yourself? Because a lot of people don't understand, and now I'm going to get all spiritual, but what you tell yourself is what you're going to believe. So if you say, well, I'm not sexy, I can't do that, well, then guess what? You're not. You have already made a committed decision. What you put out in the universe, oh, no, I can't do this, I can't do that, or I feel uncomfortable, or whatever, then that's what you're committing to. Right? So you have to be conscious about what it is that you're saying to yourself, what you're saying to your body, what you're saying in your energy and your auras, because those are the things that you're committing to. You know, this person doesn't make me feel sexy. It's not that person. It's you. You want something from someone that they necessarily can't give it to you, or even if they could, you still have to pour into yourself. You got to meet them halfway. But that 90% of those feelings are your feelings. You asking someone to come now and fix your feelings. I don't know I don't know if that's plausible. And I don't even know if that's a fair thing to ask of someone. That's a big ask. That someone should come and fix how I feel about myself. Because that's what you're telling me. You don't feel sexy, so someone else needs to make you feel that way. And so this was a deep conversation that I was having, but I was treading lightly because you have to be respectful of people's feelings. And I am. And I am. Because I look at the bigger picture and I look outside of just the words that I heard. I looked at, who this person is, what their relationship's like. How do you want to feel? And how do you want to feel? Because that's another thing. Like, I'm hearing you say, he doesn't make me feel that way, but you want to feel that way. You do want to feel that way. And so you have to listen to what you're telling yourself. And then you have to be very articulate in what you're expecting from your partner. So that's a really interesting conversation to have. And I thought that I would kind of enlighten some people and just kind of share my vibes and my thoughts with you about that. Because I do want every man and woman to feel appreciated and loved. And some people, and don't get it twisted, men. Some women feel loved. And they feel appreciated. But feeling loved and feeling appreciated does not make you feel sexy, right? Giving your wife a toaster and telling her you love her does not make her feel sexy. It makes her feel hungry, but it doesn't make her feel sexy. And so you have to also, listen to her love language and listen to her personal language to know what she needs. I mean, I'm trying to inspire women to kind of have these relationship check-ins and talk about feelings, but you have to also understand that if your woman is needing you to make her feel this way for whatever reason, because there are reasons, then you need to understand that that's a big role, and you have to be sensitive to her needs. And feeling sexy is not it's not a toaster. It's not buying a bata or a bathrobe. It's helping someone build themselves up and be confident in who they are, and them being vulnerable enough to allow you to help build that confidence in them. And that's a lot. And vice versa, women, you need to understand that women, that sexy isn't just limited to women. right? There's some dudes with some swag that's on 100 out there. And you need to big your man up for that too. Like, they need, the same way you need to be loved and appreciated and feel beautiful and sexy, is the same way they need to feel all of those same exact words. Listen to what I'm telling you. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. They need to feel all those same words. A man wants to be appreciated. He wants to feel sexy. He wants to feel desired. He wants to feel wanted. The same exact things you want to feel. And I think as a society, we kind of tend to dumb it down for men. Like, they don't need to be sexy, right? Or they can't be. But they can. They can in their own way. They don't need to feel appreciated or wanted. They want everyone. No, they don't want everyone. And they do want to feel wanted and appreciated and sexy and you know, craved. And we have to kind of also look at that as women too and say, okay, you know, like, this is what this person's love language is, and this is what they need. And everybody needs it. The language might not be same for everybody, but everybody needs it. And everybody expects that from their partners. And you just have to figure out with your partner how to articulate that, how to understand each other's love language or personal language, so that you could pour back into each other when you need it. A, and B, when you don't need it, right? Because a lot of times people tend to give things when they're asked. And I understand, because if someone asks me for something, I'll give it to them. But the reality is, when you're in a relationship, you don't want to wait till I have to ask you for it, right? We're not, you know, telling dudes they're handsome after they get a haircut because he said to me, how do I look? You want to give that compliment before. You want it. Matter of fact, you want to gas him up, ladies, so he go to the barbershop while he's sitting in the chair. You need to text him and be like, yo, babe, I want to see your face. I know you're going to look fly. I'm going to sit on your face later. Text me a picture of us. Send me a selfie. You need to do that, because he needs that. And vice versa, women, you need to, I don't know, put on some lingerie, feel sexy in the house by yourself, drink a couple glass of wine. And while he's at work, or wherever the hell he at, if he's not home, you need to send him some selfies and engage that way with each other, because it's a language of wanting to appreciate each other and need each other, and knowing how to do that in a healthy way. And now that we have so many ways to do that, we should be doing that. Well, not we, because I don't have a partner, but you guys should be doing that. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that little, it wasn't little, it was a lot. I just wanted to share that little, you know, Karen's couch talk with you, because I want to empower all of you women to be beautiful and to stay beautiful and to treat other people like they're beautiful. Look at your daughters and your sons, not just your daughters, your sons. Look at your man or whoever it is you're in a relationship, and think outside the box and appreciating them and letting them feel sexy, because it is important. Women, embody who you are, empower who you are, stretch your stuff with who you are, because it's your skin and we have to get comfortable in it. And you know, you get one body and it's not perfect, but that's what we got, and we got to work with what we got. And I feel like everybody has beautiful attributes and things that you can appreciate. And your confidence leads you more than anything else when you walk in a room. So be confident in who you are and love who you are, and then everybody else will love who you are. And it's just that simple. It sounds crazy, but it's just that simple. You'll be surprised what people look past because they weren't even looking in the first place. So yeah, I've been talking y'all ear off. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Definitely send me a message, because I want to do like a show with messages. Podcast is dropping January 1st. Websites dropping January 1st, 2020, like the New Year's Eve ball. I have a number of guests that I would love to bring on and talk to you about a number of different things. And I'm really excited about the new year and all we're going to do together. Again, send me messages. I love talking to all of you, the DMs, the Friday fuckery. I love engaging with people that want to engage with me, so definitely do that. So yeah, go pour your wine right now. Get sexy. Let me know how it goes. It's Karen L. Say it loud, I'm out.